there, my name is Marty Owings, and today we're going to take a look at Charlie Lee's handcrafted, hand-built, purpose-made sketch easel. Here it is right here, and it's beautiful. It's walnut, metal trim, well-constructed hinges, very nice. It's got holes for your brushes, it's got magnets to hold your palette, tripod adapter, which I've set up right here. You can see already done. We'll open this up. So one of the things that Charlie thought of was to make these really ergonomic right here. So all you have to do is turn this to loosen the palette and the hinge. So the easel folds very nicely when those are loose. You can adjust the size from small to large, and then when you're ready, you just lock it in like so on both sides. There we go. Once you get the right direction, lock it in, and that's it. Now it's locked solid into place. It won't bend or fold now until you loosen it up. That's it. That's it. Stuck. Look, Ma, no hands. You can basically hang it upside down. The magnets are super strong. That's not falling off there. So you got the big holes on this side for bigger brushes, and the small size holes over here for the smaller brushes. Pretty handy to have that, because if you don't want your brush sticking up, you just put it in this one over here and it drops right down. That's pretty cool. Get the sketch easel set up on the tripod, and we'll take a look at it in action. That's going to be used to hold your sketchbook in place once we get it on there, and I'll show you that. Yeah, it's a gorgeous day here, so there's lots of birds singing. It's awesome. So I'm going to grab a sketchbook or two, be right back. Got 3 different sizes here just to give you an idea. This is a small, medium, large sketchbook. Let's start out with a small sketchbook. So we can open that up any page we want. We could clip it on the end. We could clip it on the top. Now it's in place. I've got my tape on there. I can begin to paint. No problem at all. So here you can get a wide panoramic view of the sketchbook, and you can sketch across the pages or do one frame at a time. You can move this over on this easel, no problem. That's why I have this extra clip here. This is one that came with the easels. Charlie sent this along with it, but this is the one I kind of added to the kit, and I'll just put it over here to keep the paper from blowing around, and it's as simple as that. Ready to go. Just clamp it down on its side, which is probably what I would do, so I'm not going to use this huge large sketchbook in panoramic mode, or maybe I am, but I'll just try to start on one end first. I've got that clipped in, no problem. And I'm going to come over here because I don't want these pages blowing around if it's a windy day. So again, I've got this little clip here. Pop that in. Maybe adjust this a little bit. It's not going anywhere. And now I'm ready to go. Let's try a different way to put this sketchbook on top of this easel. But say you want to do a panoramic, so you want to get in the middle here somehow, but you can't figure out how to clip this thing on. I could do that. As long as I can grab some of the easel and some of the sketchbook, I'm in good shape. I'm going to grab some here and some there. I think that's going to work just fine. Here, I'll show you how it's clipped to the back. So here you can see the clip. I've got a clip here, and I got the clip that came with the easel right here. Just make sure you tighten everything up and you should be in good shape. Now let's talk about adjusting the height of the tripod with the sketch easel on it so it's the right height for you. Sorry, the crows are a little loud today. Alright, so there you go. Push that button and it's in. Lock it in and it's perfectly stable. The easel's very steady on this tripod. It's a very nice tripod too. But yeah, I'll have links to the tripod and everything I use down in the description. And my friend the crows as well. We'll have a link to them down in the description. Now there's a lot of reasons to be choosy when you're picking a tripod for your sketch easel or whatever you're going to put on it, a camera, whatnot. I'd say spend a little more, get a little bit better tripod. I have the Manfrotto here. This is a nice tripod. I think this is a 190. I have a couple of these and I like to use them. They're great, they're dependable, they're well built, and they're easy to adjust. Not complicated, pretty simple. Any amateur could pick it up. A lot of people get interested in the ball head and what it can do. That's the thing that sits up here on the tripod that allows you to make a number of different adjustments, and I'll talk about that in a second. But now, depending on your height and where you're at in terms of comfort with your sketch easel, you can adjust it depending on your tripod. Now you could adjust the tripod legs or the height you want of the easel, and those adjustments are pretty simple on a tripod like this. This whole sketch easel will pivot and swivel within this slot all the way down to a full 90 degrees. So basically, whatever angle you want the sketch easel to be at, you can basically put it at that angle if you have this ball head. Obviously level off the whatever's on top of it, whether it's a camera or a sketch easel like this. Well, it's a beautiful day out here, and that was a good look at how to adjust the sketch easel for different heights and settings there. You probably want to grab yourself a decent tripod, as I mentioned, and a nice ball head. You can do some different adjustments, but it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to cost a lot. James Gurney has a sketch easel builders site on Facebook, so please go look that up. I'll put a link down in the description, but these are people who build or hand make their own sketch easels. Now, because of time constraints and all that stuff, I decided, hey, I wanted to support a builder and buy one from them and then save myself the time of trying to build one. And this is a really good one that Charlie Lee builds. It's, like I said, it's walnut, it's excellent construction, it's super easy to use, it's compact, it fits in a little bag. There's not much more you could want from a really nice sketch easel than the one that Charlie's made here. I guess if I had one suggestion for Charlie, I would say make these in a couple sizes. So this is a fairly small one. It fits nicely in any bag really, and you can transport it in a backpack or whatever. But like a good 15 or 16 inch easel, like the size of maybe a MacBook or something like that, or a small laptop you could stick in the bag. A little bit bigger would be cool. I know the weight goes up and so does the cost and all that stuff, but it'd be nice to have a variety of sizes. Now, I prefer the small size, but I think for somebody who might want to sketch a little larger, they might want a bigger one. And when I see other sketchers out and about, there's all kinds of setups. Anything from people sketching on their bags to the Urban Sketch Kit that kind of folds out in front of you. Etcher dabbled in that for a while. Some other people made some different kinds of bags you could strap on, like a baby carrier or something like that. And none of those really excited me, but this one does, and it does for a couple of reasons. One, I can use it with just about any size sketchbook I have. I'm not going to say I use giant sketchbooks. I generally don't. And then also, it's just really simple build, easy to put on a tripod, and really, like you said, excellent to carry around. No problems there whatsoever. I don't think this sketch easel weighs more than a pound maybe, not even a couple pounds. But like I said, it's solid walnut construction, brass fittings, very well made. The hinges are perfect. They're really easy to adjust. So lots of good things to say about that. And of course I bring along my own sketch palette. And this is my kit, Schminke. If you're going to buy one watercolor kit, buy Schminke. Buy Schminke paints. They're the best in the world, in my opinion. I've probably used, I don't know, 100 somewhere, crazy different watercolor pencils, gouache, water-based media, all that stuff, different times. The Schminke is the best. So you can pretty much hold this at a 90, completely upside down. So I think I paid $220 for the sketch easel and maybe another $10 for the extra 4 magnets, and then I paid $20 to ship from Korea. So all in, I'm somewhere around $250. Now if I had to build that from scratch with all of the walnut and the great material and time he put into it and the build quality, you know, it would be many magnitudes more than that. So now I know $250 is a lot of money to people, but and yeah, it's not easy to come by $250. But if I was going to buy a cheap easel or try to make one myself, it's going to take me a lot longer in terms of time, and time is money. I mean, let's face it, everybody's got you know, things going on. So pay somebody else for their experience and their expertise, and you know, that's what helps make the world go round. And the last thing I'll say about Charlie's sketch easel is that not only was he super responsive to me during the whole transaction, before he even knew I was going to make a YouTube video of this or anything like that, you know, you just feel like you're his only customer. So he treated me right. He was very communicative. He let me know when it shipped. There was tracking. He asked me how it arrived. It was super well packed. And that crow in the background just loves to just yak when I'm on the camera. But, you know, so I'll say this about Charlie. You know, give him your business. Yeah, it's a pretty good look at Charlie Lee's very well made, very excellent sketch easel. Well, that's it for today's look at Charlie Lee's very, very well built sketch easel. Now when I do go out sketching, and I've mentioned this before, I made a review of this, but I use this Lockbee tool roll, which is really nice, and it holds all my sketch gear. You know, a nice little, you can clip it in here, really easy to use. Again, a simple build. There's no buttons or straps, complicated strapping that you're going to break, and you can adjust the size by giving this a little tug, just like that, and you can adjust it pretty much the same way in reverse. So it's a pretty easy adjustment. Then inside, what's cool about this is that it's got, the Lockbee has these flaps in it, and I did a full review on this, so I'm not going to go into a ton of detail on it, but it holds my sketch gear just fine, rolls up nice, throw it in the bag out of the way. And I did a waterproof test on this too, and it resisted water. It was, I'd call it water resistant, not waterproof obviously. It's still made of really nice canvas here, but really resisted water really well. And none of the stuff inside got wet. I mean, I didn't submerge it, but I ran some water over it. So take a look at that when you get a chance. There's a link down in the description. I'm not sponsored by Lockbee. They don't give me any money. I bought this bag out of my own pocket, so I'm just telling you as a fellow sketcher artist that this is a good, nice little tool roll. There's more expensive ones. These aren't super cheap, but they're super nice. This is Marty for owingsart.com. See you next time.